Hi, my name is Karen and my design name is Snickerdoodle Designs by Karen. Today I would like to demonstrate my new Warp It action for papers. This action has been tested and works perfectly in Photoshop CS3, 4, 5, and 6, and in Photoshop Elements 11. I am using Photoshop CS6 today for the purposes of this video. I really enjoy creating digital papers, and I like my patterns or the designs in my papers to follow the contours of folds or creases that are in the paper itself. This gives a really nice end result. Here on my screen you can see one paper that I have finished, and you can see that these lines perfectly mold to the contours and folds of the paper beneath, and this is the look we're going for. So let's close this out and get started. I'm going to assume that you've already installed or loaded the Warp It for Papers action, and we will just click on the first stop, click on the right pointing triangle to start the action playing. Prior to running this action, we must place a special folder that is included in the action on our C drive. So let's go ahead and press stop and find that folder and follow the instructions. Here is the download Warp It for Papers folder, and inside there is another folder, Warp It by Snickerdoodle Designs. This is an empty folder, and that's exactly what we want. We will right click on it, copy it, come over to our computer, hit our C drive, and simply paste it on our C drive. It's right where it is, so let's click out of that and continue. Hit the play button again, and now I'm advised to open my wrinkled, crumpled, crinkled, or folded paper that I want to serve as my background, and then use the place option to position my pattern on top of that. So I'll hit stop and follow those instructions. File, open. Here's my crumpled paper. This is from my crumpled paper pack. It's one of my favorites. And then we will use the place, not the open command, to find our pattern. I'm going to place that because the place puts the pattern directly on top of my folded background, which is right where I want it. Hit enter to commit that, and you notice that by using the place command our paper comes in as a smart object. That's fine if we run the filter, or I'm sorry, if we run the action, it will run perfectly. The end result will just be a smart filter. But the instructions I have included in the action say to rasterize the paper, so let's do that. And now we hit the play again to let the action run. Hit continue to get my thank you. Hit continue again to stop and end the action. Now you can see that these lines have warped according to the paper we have below it, but you can't see the folds. So we need to select the paper and change our blending modes. And that's going to give us that nice look. You can see how these lines mold to those creases. It's a little dark for me, so I'm going to make the levels layer visible. Right click on that to make it active and bring up the white point a little bit. Now I think that's really pretty. I really like how the folds are very realistic looking. Now if I wanted to use this as a gray paper or even a grayscale paper, I would just right click on this and flatten the image. I can also use these other adjustment layers to add color or adjust the background. These really come in handy if you're using a background that is already colored or is a really dark gray. You can make your adjustments there. I also have a Warp It action for text and shapes. It basically works the same as the paper Warp It action and makes your text look really nice on these wrinkled papers. I think that's it for today. Let's go ahead and flatten this. Whoops, flatten it. discard those layers and go ahead and save that as a JPEG and have a beautiful paper to use. My Warp It action is available in my stores now, and you can find those links on my website, htt semicolon 2// snickerdoodledesignsbykaren.com. There will also be a link to this video on my blog, so you can always refer to it if you get stuck. The individual actions are available, or you can purchase them in a combination set at a greater savings. Thank you for spending some time with me, and I hope these actions help you to make amazing papers. Thank you.